Planet X TV.
Hey Planet X, welcome to Oceanside, California, where we're here for the first ever U.S. Open Adaptive Surfing Championships.
Let's check out some action.
Only here on Planet X.
I know that this ain't the life for me, and I need peace and harmony. The time is flying by, and I realize it's an uphill climb. I'm only losing my mind. A rat race knocking on my door, and I can't do this no more.
Take me to the islands where the sunset kissed the horizon. Positive vibes, no stress, yes. Slow down, it's not complex. Oh, take me to the islands where the moon shines and sun rises. Ocean breeze, palm trees, the island life is where I want to be.
Long days staring at my desk, I dream of another sunset. One life to live, all that we give. If I don't unwind, I'm only losing my mind. A rat race knocking on my door, and I can't do this no more.
Take me to the islands where the sunset kissed the horizon. Positive vibes, no stress, yes. Slow down, it's not complex. Oh, take me to the islands where the moon shines and sun rises.
We'll be back with more action from the U.S. Open Adaptive Surfing Championship right after this break.
You are watching Planet X. You will eat, sleep, and breathe. Planet X.
Planet X TV.
The brightest stars in the galaxy are on Planet X.
Only here.
Planet X TV.
My name is Charles Chaka Webb. I am the president and founder of Stoke for Life and two-time West Coast Adaptive Surf Champion. So a little bit about my accident was I was injured when I was 19. I was run over on a motorcycle where a 67 Buick Skylark actually stopped right on my back, and I ended up underneath the back tire. T7-8 incomplete spinal cord injury, which means I have a lot of sensation but no feeling. Well, Stoke for Life came about from just people reaching out to me about what I did in the paddleboard industry, in the paddleboard community, being an adaptive paddler. I was the first paraplegic to do an open water paddleboard race, and in doing that, it garnished a lot of attention from across the globe. And that, in turn, people reached out to me and were asking for help. How did you do this? How can we do that? Can we design this? How do we, asking for guidance. And it happened so often and so much that I felt the need that, that we needed to help people. So Stoke for Life was born. The reason that the U.S. Open Adaptive Surfing Championships came about was that there's a lot of adaptive surf contests. There's not really an open contest where you don't have to qualify or you don't have to do certain steps, where you can just sign up and surf in a division. And we wanted to structure it like a professional contest, like any other professional contest. Use priority heat structure and give cash and prizes to the top division winners in each division. Adaptive surfing, there's 8 to 10 divisions. Today we have 8 divisions, including sight impaired, hearing impaired, above the knee amputation, below the knee amputation, quadriplegic, paraplegic. So there's plenty of different people with plenty of different disabilities that are out here battling for a paycheck. So the way I got involved with Kelly and Eric is I had the great pleasure to meet Mo at a surf contest, and she invited me to come speak at St. Augustine. Part of Stoke for Life is what we do is we have an awareness program where we go to colleges and schools and different organizations to speak and raise awareness. Mo was gracious enough to ask us to do that, and we did that, and we met in the first presentation that we did, we met Kelly and Eric. And Kelly and Eric had a great idea for a portable beach track, and they asked me and Stoke for Life to see if we could help them develop it. We were happy to do that because the idea is like groundbreaking, and it's something that can help a lot of people, just the everyday person. A beach mat costs about $2,000 for a normal Moby mat, and they're 30 feet long and they weigh about 100 pounds. The beach tracks, you know, the pricing's way, you know, less than that, and the weight is only 40 pounds, so it's way less. It's priced where a family can own it, you know. So if your grandma, your aunt or uncle is disabled or old and using a wheelchair, and they still want to enjoy the beach lifestyle, everybody loves the beach lifestyle. You know, the beach just isn't somewhere where people come. They come in, it's a lifestyle. People, they do it every day. They come and watch the sunset at the same time, at the same place. It's a routine, and so the disabled community has very little access. We can come to the beach, but can we really come to the beach? You know what I mean? Can we really get in the sand? Can we really get down to the water? Can we really enjoy the beach? Beach Tracks gives you the ability to really enjoy the beach, and it's affording families to be able to do that, and that's the beauty of it, is that every person on the street can probably afford to own that, and that's going to change a lot of lives. So I surfed in 2 heats today. It's a double elimination. I'm not sure how I did in the second heat. I got second my first heat in advanced. I got to surf again. I don't know the results of that heat. It's big right now. The conditions are really good. There's a lot of moving water, so the conditions are very challenging, but that's what we want. You know, as adaptive athletes, we don't want to be surfing in 1 foot mush. We want, you know, 4 or 5 foot bombing surf, and we want to pull in big barrels and do big maneuvers. So you're going to see a bunch of rock stars out there pushing their own limits and achieving heights that they've never done before. So that's another goal that we have, is to raise the game for everybody. So
Planet X TV.
The brightest stars in the galaxy are on Planet X.
Only here.
Planet X TV.
My name is Spike Caine. I'm originally from Liverpool, England. I used to surf. I grew up surfing in Wales. I moved to the USA in 1988 up into Washington and surfed Washington and Oregon for almost 30 years. And I got injured 12 years ago, and I already knew about adaptive surfing before I was injured, because I'd taken disabled people out surfing. And so I went straight back to surfing after I got out of the hospital, and surfed up in Washington and Oregon for a long time. And then about 5 years ago I went to Hawaii and I met Charlie Webb from Stoke for Life. I met Chris Oberly, Elena, all the Californian surfers, Mark Thornton, Jeff Munson. And then so I started coming down to California to surf with them. And they got me involved in the competitive, the WSA, the Western Surfing Association. So I've been competing with those guys now for 5 years, on and off. And as we've done that, we've helped develop the sport, and access to the beach has been a very important aspect of that. So yeah, that's me. The adaptive surfing community is awesome. So some of the most dynamic surfers I've ever had the privilege of surfing with, for one, in either able-bodied or adaptive. Most of the people that I surf with were all surfers before they were injured, and they've adapted to primarily wave ski because you can be a lot more independent. And the wave ski surfing is the most competitive, consistently competitive sport in the adaptive surfing world. So we're doing contests probably every month through the year, at least one a month, traveling around over to Hawaii. I've been over to the UK to do it, and the community in California is really tight-knit, and most of them are here today, so it's we all look out for each other out there. We love to compete against each other, but we're gentlemen and ladies, for sure.
Beach TRAX is a portable, lightweight, foldable pathway that was designed to allow wheeled access over uneven terrain, such as sand at the beach, or gravel, grass, or dirt.
So Beach TRAX is made out of polyethylene plastic, which is a rigid plastic, and it doesn't, because it's rigid, it doesn't conform to the surfaces that it may be laid over, such as the sand, gravel, dirt, any type of terrain. And then we have rubber hinges that connect the tracks together, and they are, all the materials that are used are basically water resistant, they're UV resistant, and they're resistant to any elements that the Beach TRAX may encounter.
So Beach TRAX is better than the competitors because it's more lightweight, more portable, and it's very durable, as well as the fact that it can fit into a small space, such as the trunk of a car, and it doesn't have to be lifted up with 2 or more people because it's so heavy. No, Beach TRAX is way lighter than the competitors, and it allows people and empowers people to be able to take it with them wherever they go. Instead of planning so far in advance on what they want and need to do, they can always have it in the trunk of their car.
So the concept for Beach TRAX actually came when we were in our graduate program at the University of St. Augustine in our assistive technology class. We had to come up with a product to help somebody who is disabled or injured to be able to have access to their environment. And our professor asked us if we could come up with some sort of product that would be able to help adaptive surfers navigate the sand from the parking lot to the water. And at that point, I spoke to Kelly, and we decided that we were going to create a product that would be able to get them from the parking lot to the water's edge. And so we started with numerous different prototypes. We tried different products, many of which didn't work, and then we finally were able to come up with an idea that worked, and we were able to try it out at a surf competition with the adaptive surfers. And one individual told us that it was the first time in 10 years that he was able to navigate across the sand independently in his wheelchair. And at that point, we really knew that we had a product that worked, and that's how we got to where we're at today.
That's a genius idea. Anyone could put that together. It could be stored on a beach, like a park could have that. You just roll it out. You can pick it up, hose it off, clean it up, put it away, throw it in the back of your Mercedes. It'd be great. That's I think it's just brilliant where they are right now. It's the future.
Planet X TV.
The brightest stars in the galaxy are on Planet X.
Only here.
As Walter Munk turns 100 years old, it's wonderful to name the La Jolla Shores Boardwalk in his honor, Walter Munk Way. This is a man who's been called the Einstein of the oceans, who has done so much for our world in terms of climate change, and this is a small thing that his community can do for him. The City of San Diego is awarding Walter Munk an honorary street name, Walter Munk Way, along the La Jolla Shores Boardwalk. And so today we proclaim that this is October 19th, 2017 is Walter Munk Day in the city of San Diego. Can you see it at all?
Oh, yes.
That's really special.
Walter Munk, we consider him just the icon.
He is the last of the Renaissance of oceanographers.
Yet, he still hasn't seen the Devil Ray, his protege, named in his honor.
Walter really changed my life. And, you know, changing one's life is not a minor thing. So I said, well, I call this Mobola Monkiana in his honor.
So at 96, Walter Munk is off on an expedition.
Are you ready for the Mobulas?
Oh, absolutely.
3 generations of his scientific heirs to Cabo Polmo, Mexico.
It's a jewel at the planetary level.
The only place Monk's Devil Ray is safe.
Look at this.
We need to learn more and as much as possible on Momola Monkiana if we want to make sure that it's going to be preserved in the future.
My name is Walter Monk, and I want to know why they jump.
Amalie pa kainu baila keinu maela ena hala ona wea ike kae no na wea kahala no puna ka bahine no kalua no ikilewea yeah. Walter Monk. Nah. From Hawaii, the elder of our sea. Walter Monk, Nakapuna Okekai, the elder of our sea.
I'm so glad to see this wonderful outpouring of support for Walter Monk here today. And I want to thank Councilmember Bree for her leadership in making this day and this designation possible. La Jolla has an incredible representative in Barbara, and today is just one of those many examples that we can show to about the leadership that Barbara's bringing at City Hall. So Barbara, thank you so much for doing this. And there's a game my colleagues and I like to play, which is who is the most famous person you represent in your district. And so the guy who represents Palo Alto, who's he got? Mark Zuckerberg. The lady who represents Santa Barbara, who does she got? Oprah. That's a big deal. The guy who represents Hollywood, he's got a list so long you can take all day. It's all night when he starts listing off who he represents. When it comes to me, I like to say I represent Walter Monk. He's the Einstein of the oceans. And we're here today to celebrate a man just a day shy of his 100th birthday, and happy birthday, Walter, you look terrific, who has had a many and storied life. And as I was reading his biography earlier today, you see what he has accomplished and what he has been in his life. He's been an immigrant. He has been an educator. He has been a veteran. He has been a physicist, an activist, a husband, a leader, a San Diegan, and a Californian. I tell you, I am grateful for Walter Monk. Not just for what he has done, but for what he continues to do for the Golden State. I think a lot of us in recent weeks and months, even last year or so, have taken up a number of slogans to try and express our feelings. And one that really resonates with me is that science is real.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Walter. Happy birthday to you.
Planet X TV.
The brightest stars in the galaxy are on Planet X.
Only here.
Planet X TV.
Hey Planet Xers, thanks for joining us in beautiful Oceanside, California for the US Open Adaptive Surfing Championships.
We'll catch you next time.
California's so beautiful. Yeah. This is for all the homegirls and all the homeboys.
I woke up in the morning. I see the sun rising. I look around me. Yeah. I'm in California. I walk around Rodeo. I see pretty girls everywhere.
be the one you like. California under lights, take you to the LBC. Let you sit and watch with me. Ain't no room for nothing less. California, we the best. SNOOP, everybody loves the Deagle Double G.
California.
I'm chilling in my drop top, and everybody's watching. I'm cruising on a sunset. Boulevard.
Yeah.
I say hey, they say hey. This is the life in Hollywood.
City of Angels.
I know everywhere I go, take that California glow. People seem to stop, it's there. Smoke with Snoop, now don't you dare. I am not the one to lie. This right here is oh so fly. 101 to the 405, headed to the city where the gangsters ride.
Lamborghinis, Prada phones, and champagne everywhere. Tripping on me, sipping on me, yeah, they like the way I really like LA. We gonna set it on fire, California.
Palm trees, OGs, sunny skies, cool breeze, low riders, west siders, pool riders.
California.
The brightest stars in the galaxy are on Planet X.